Okay guys, so welcome to my channel. I know it has been a really long time. From the title, as you guys can see, there has been a really big life change for me and I'm super excited to talk about it. I kept it to myself between my partner and I and just super close family and friends, simply because I just felt like I wanted to take in each day, especially in the early stages of my pregnancy. Thank you to God, everything has been perfect. Every single blood test, everything has come out perfect. So I'm very grateful for that, and that's all that I wanted. So a really quick thank you to everyone when I finally posted it on my Instagram and announced that I was pregnant, 5 months at that. I got a lot of congratulations and a lot of positive energy, so I really appreciate that, and I wanted to say thank you to those who did wish me well on my pregnancy and congratulated me and all of that stuff. And that was kind of another thing, guys. I was kind of, I don't know, I guess I got this like anxiety whenever I found out I was pregnant. All of a sudden, I don't know if I would say I would call myself an anxious person, but this pregnancy definitely brought on some anxieties. One of those being just, I didn't want any like negative energy towards me or my baby or anything like that. So I decided to keep it to myself and just enjoy each and every day. I have had the best pregnancy, truly, and I have to give a huge thank you to my partner for making that possible, because I truly believe, especially now more than ever, that your partner really makes like 90% of your experience while you're pregnant, because I've heard so many horror stories about, partners not helping out or not, making their pregnant partner feel comfortable or being helpful or seeing what they can do to make their life easier while they're going through this big transition, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. So a big thank you to my amazing partner that I love so much. I know I've been off of YouTube for a really long time and it's just happened. I don't know, just things slow down, whatever the case is. Life started happening and, other things took priority. So I feel like this pregnancy has inspired me to start making content again and posting on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever this is going to end up. But I'm super excited to share this journey with you guys. I feel like I started really young sharing things on social media and posting content, makeup related specifically, which I do intend on still doing. But of course now I'm becoming a mom and I'm super excited about that. And whoever wants to follow along, great. So I'm just super excited to be kind of documenting things, kind of like my own little time capsule for my pregnancy, my life as a mom, day-to-day life, still some lifestyle, still some makeup, all of that, kind of basically all of me as a whole, and not just specifically makeup. But again, we'll see where this goes. So with all that being said, I want to go ahead and jump into the story time on how I found out I was pregnant. So I was working at a law firm at the time. And I remember, guys, women specifically, you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about. Whenever you feel symptoms of your period starting to come on, you know your body, the things that usually happen. So for me, something that would happen was I would get a tender chest. You know what I'm saying? Women, y'all know where I'm coming from. But it would only last maybe a day or two and nothing too intense. But I just knew that was a telltale sign, like my time of the month is coming, whatever. So anyways, I was at work and for like maybe that week, I had like a tender chest and it just wasn't going away. It lasted quite a bit longer than usual, which I kind of thought was a little odd, but I didn't think anything much of it because again, it happened every month. So I was just thinking, my time of the month is going to come any day now. And it hadn't at that point. So I'm just thinking, oh, any minute, like I'm at work at my desk and I am thinking to myself, like something is up, something is off. Something is off, and I couldn't shake it because don't get me wrong, like I've thought this before and I was not correct. So I figured I was just like overthinking things. So the day kind of went on and there was just something about this day that I could not shake the idea that I wanted to take a pregnancy test. We get 2 15-minute breaks throughout the day. So my first 15-minute break, I immediately, I couldn't shake it out of my head that something was up. Like I've had this just strong feeling, like so much so that on my 15-minute break at work, I left to the nearest Walgreens and I went and I bought like the biggest pack, like the bag of pregnancy tests from Walgreens. And I rush back to my job and I go into the break room and I get this, and I apologize if I'm out of breath, y'all. Pregnancy, you already know. So I go into the break room and you know the coffee cups, like the styrofoam little coffee cups that like all the break rooms have. I was thinking like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? I take the styrofoam cup, I literally like cut it, you know, like you can just break it off. I broke off half of the cup, so I just had the little small portion at the bottom, little cup, whatever. And I stuffed it in my pocket gently, not to like where it would get crushed, but just like I put it in my jacket pocket, and I put 3 pregnancy tests of the ones that I bought into my pocket, already unwrapped and everything, because I was like, I don't want nobody hearing me like unwrapping things in the stall or whatever. So I put 3 unwrapped pregnancy tests in my pocket, and I go to the bathroom and I'm sitting there, and of course, you pee in the little cup. I took the cup, I took the 3 pregnancy tests, I put it into my stuff, and when I tell you, it wasn't even 10 seconds, I had like the darkest lines, like double lines on all 3 of them immediately. And I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness. And like, I just started to smile. I just started to like grin. I was like, no way. Like, no way. It was the craziest moment because I was in disbelief. And when you finally do see those lines on the pregnancy test, you're just like in shock because it's like, oh my God, is this real right now? Like I felt like I was in a dream. I had this grin on my face and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That is how I found out that I was pregnant. Literally that day I called a sonographer nearby, literally by my job, and I scheduled a sonogram because I wanted to be 100% sure. Like I didn't want any doubt or anything like that. And so I went and I got my sonogram the following day, and sure enough, it was confirmed. I was like thinking in my mind, like, how am I going to tell my partner? Because he had also been really excited and hopefully wanting to start a family one day. So I wanted to be sure before I announced it to him. So I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? Like I wanted to make it special. I wanted to make it cute. And so, I didn't really have much time. I had found out literally, I want to say maybe the day before or the day of, I don't remember, that my partner's mother was going to be leaving to Costa Rica, which is where they're from. And she was going to be gone for months. So in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up, figure out what I'm going to do for my partner so that way we can tell his mom prior to her leaving. Mind you, she was leaving in just a few days. So I needed to come up with something quickly so that I could, of course, announce it to my partner and then tell his mom because she's going to be gone. And I was like, for me, this is something that needs to be told in person. And I know this is something that she would want to know in person. So I went and I figured out what I was going to do. I put it together. So my partner, he's not big on being on camera or doing what I do and kind of recording yourselves. There's a lot more shy because I wanted to record the moment. And regardless, I was like, look, I know, like in my head, I'm thinking on my way driving to him, I'm like, you know what? He's shy. He does not like to be on camera. But I'm like, I really want to document this journey and this is a part of it. So I went to his house. I've always respected the fact that he's not really into that, which is totally fine about me. But today, that's out the window. You only get these moments one time. And if I can capture it in any way, that would be great. So that's what I did. So I pull up. And so the same way that I have the phone mounted right now, I literally had a phone mount. I took the phone mount out of my car. I put it on the outside of my car, trying to get it to stick. It would not stick for the life of me. I called him to come outside, and he came outside, and he's standing there by the car on the other side of my car. So I'm on this side of my car. He's on the other side. I'm like making all this ruckus, trying to get this damn thing stuck on my phone. He's standing there on the other side of my car. Like, what the is this girl doing? What is she doing? I don't understand. He was so confused. He's listening to me. I'm like, babe, turn around, don't look. And he's turned around. He hears me like struggling and he's like, what is going on? So finally, guys, I get this damn mount to stick to the side of my car. I put my phone on there. He comes around finally. I hand him what I was gonna hand him. And here's how that went. Come here. It's just a little surprise with it. Baby,
I'm so confused.
Open it. Open it. We're having a baby. We're having a baby.
That's what you do.
That's what I'm doing.
I was so confused.
So guys, that is my partner's reaction to me announcing that we're pregnant, and it makes me a little emotional every time I watch that video because it was a beautiful moment, and I'm so glad that I went through what I went through to capture that, because now I get to keep that forever, and I get to look back at that, and maybe our family will look back at that. Like I said, my little time capsule. So if you guys are interested in continuing to follow along, because I will be posting more updates on my pregnancy, such as the gender reveal, such as the names. I hope to film my birth. If that's something you're interested in seeing, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications so that you are the first to see it. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.